This case is already full of tension before we even step into the courtroom. Kevin West, a longtime fire department battalion chief, is at the center of a shocking story involving his wife Marcy, a possible affair, and financial struggles that could make or break years of his career. Today, we're digging deep into friendships, betrayals, and the moments leading up to a tragedy, so stick around. Because what we uncover in this courtroom might leave you speechless.
And how long were you at the Camas-Washougal Fire Department?
I was hired in January of 2001.
And what was your position at the Camas-Washougal Fire Department prior to your retirement?
Battalion chief.
And were you a paramedic or EMT?
Yes.
Which?
Both, actually.
Okay.
When I got promoted, I kept my paramedic for a while. And then we decided as a department that battalion chiefs didn't need to keep that. And I dropped down to an EMT IV tech.
And so how long were you a paramedic?
Since 1998.
Do you know someone by the name of Kevin West?
Yes.
And how is it, prior to January...
How closely Kevin's colleagues describe their relationship with him. Tay three amigos, Cabe and Scott. And our first witness had years of trust and friendship. That level of personal insight gives us a front row seat into Kevin's private life, including trips, traditions, and shared experiences. These details matter because they show the kind of man Kevin was on the outside versus what he might have been hiding behind closed doors. Ask yourself, does knowing someone's social life give you insight into their actions in high-stakes moments?
January 8th of 2024, how would you have described your relationship with Kevin?
Both personal, very close. We hunted a lot together. Spent as much time as we could. Then professional at work. At that point, he was also a battalion chief. So sometimes our shifts would cross, see him in the morning and talk to him. Or he would relieve me in the morning. And
how close were the two of you?
Very, very, very close.
In fact, they called you Big Kevin, Little Kevin.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not sure why.
And the two of you were pretty close with Scott Slocum as well?
Yeah, we were the three amigos.
Okay. Would you say that you and Scott Slocum were the closest people to Kevin in the department?
I believe so, yes.
Did you regularly take trips together?
Yeah, every September. We archery hunted together when we could get tags. Even when we couldn't get tags for Idaho where we hunted, we still went over there to spend time with our good friends and us three.
Okay, so it was like sort of an annual trip?
Yeah. Going clear back to 2002, I believe, was our first hunting trip. Not to Idaho, but to Indian Heaven here. It was shorter trips when we first started, and then grew up to 2 weeks in Idaho.
Every year?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever meet Marcy West?
Yes.
And how would you describe your relationship with Marcy?
I didn't know her before they were married, obviously. I would see her in the emergency room. I would see her if I went over to their house. We took a vacation together in October of 2021 to Roatan, Honduras, where we spent, I believe it was 10 days. Our total trip was 10 days. Okay. Shared a room.
And when you would see her at the hospital, would you chat with her? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Now, you just mentioned a trip that you took.
Now we start seeing cracks in the marriage. Kevin's friends recall distant interactions with Marcy, complaints about finances, and even thoughts of divorce. The key detail here is Kevin's hesitation. He's worried about losing half of his assets and pension, or any career firefighter or police officer. That's huge. This is where we see the tension between personal relationships and financial survival, and it's central to understanding Kevin's mindset during these months.
What did you observe about Kevin and Marcy's relationship during that trip to Honduras?
I would describe it as distant. You know, they're together, but not like what I would presume a normal couple would be like in the Caribbean.
Okay. Prior to Marcy's passing, what would Kevin tell you about their relationship?
It didn't seem to be a very good one. There was basically complaints about financial, about who did the cooking, the cleaning in the house. I would not describe it as a healthy relationship.
Okay. Did he ever talk to you about divorcing Marcy?
Yes.
How often?
I can't put a solid number on that. There was always talks of it. The time I can really remember where I thought it was serious was about September of 2023, I believe, our last trip to Idaho together.
Okay. And what did he, was this one of the hunting trips?
Yeah. Well, we didn't have tags, so.
Okay.
We claimed it was hunting.
Okay. What did he tell you about wanting to leave Marcy during that trip?
Basically that he had found a website where he could get all the paperwork done, and that he had gotten a lawyer and was going to go through with the divorce October, November of that year.
Okay. Did he express any reasons during the course of your relationship where he felt like he couldn't divorce Marcy, or why he couldn't divorce Marcy?
I think his biggest concern, as well as any police or fireman, is when you get near the end of your career.
Non-responsive. The question is, what did he say about it?
I'll sustain the objection. We'll repeat the question. Listen to that question.
Okay. Did he express any reasons why he was reluctant to divorce Marcy?
Yes.
And what was that?
Financial.
Can you explain further?
Yeah. Every fireman and cop puts in a lot of years.
Objection, non-responsive, no foundation rule.
You can go ahead.
Thank you. It's like your worst nightmare. You've built a pension for 20 years, and then say your wife comes up to you and says she wants a divorce, right? By that time, you're ready to get out of the field. And now you're worried about getting rid of 50% of your stuff.
I'm sorry. I'll sustain the objection. The question is what he said about it, not your opinions or other firefighters' opinions. So
Okay.
if he made the statements that you're relating, then it's responsive to the question. If he didn't make those statements, it isn't. Repeat the question, listen to it, and answer it.
What reluctance did Kevin West convey to you about divorcing Marcy?
Financial, losing half of his stuff and half of his pension.
Here's the bombshell. During a hunting trip in September 2023, Kevin was constantly on his phone and when confronted, admitted he had resumed a relationship with Cynthia. This isn't just a casual fling. It's a secret that impacts the timeline of his divorce plans and adds a layer of betrayal. From a legal perspective, this could influence motive, perception of character, and even credibility of testimony. You have to wonder, how does an affair like this complicate a case when emotions, money, and relationships collide?
And during that hunting trip in September of 2023, did you observe any behavior that led you to believe that Kevin was having an affair?
Yes, and I confronted him about it. When we go there, we hang out with our friends that we've made there. A lot of times it's in Hubert Miller's shop is where we stay on Hubert Miller's ranch. And we're all together laughing, joking, having a good time. This trip, Kevin West was on his cell phone like nonstop. And it was more than just a few phone calls. There was a lot of time spent on it. So finally, both Scott and I noticed, what this was about. So I confronted him and I said, "What's her name?" And he reluctantly, kind of quietly, told me that he had gotten back together with Cynthia.
Okay. Now, you previously testified that there was a plan, that he conveyed a plan to you to divorce Marcy in October, November of 2023. Did that plan change?
Yeah, I was told later by him that he had changed his mind and waited for, he wanted to get past the holidays, thinking, he said, thinking about like it's going to be traumatic on kids and everything else.
Okay. Did he say when he was going to tell Marcy that he wanted the divorce?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Pay attention to Kevin's behavior after Marcy's passing. He tells a close friend, "I feel bad for not feeling bad," showing a chilling detachment, no emotion, no visible grief yet. He reports anxiety, sleeplessness, and even takes medication to cope. For the jury, this paints a complex picture. Is it trauma, shock, or a warning sign? And for us, watching, it raises questions about human behavior under extreme stress. Would you react differently if faced with personal loss while under suspicion?
On January 8th of 2024, were you working that morning?
No.
And did you learn of Marcy's passing?
Yeah, our department's pretty close, and I got a call. I believe it was from Chris Castle. Told me what had happened, and then just kind of pure shock. Knew I needed to get down there, so I hopped in my truck and drove from La Center down to Washougal.
And when you say get down there, is that to the West residence?
Correct.
And approximately what time did you arrive at the West residence?
Sometime around 8 in the morning, 0800-ish.
And who was there when you arrived?
I remember Michael Brown being there. I remember Scott Slocum was also there. Mark Woodland was there. There was Washougal PD officers there. I don't remember anyone else so much.
Okay. And were you there in a professional or personal capacity?
Personal.
Did you speak to Kevin that morning?
Yes.
And where was that?
We were inside the residence, downstairs in the kitchen area, the West residence.
And was there a point at which the two of you were alone?
Yeah.
And what did he say to you with regard to Marcy's passing?
He said, I feel bad for not feeling bad.
And what was his demeanor like when he said that?
I would say without emotion.
And was this shortly after your arrival on January 8th?
Yeah. I hadn't been there very long.
So sometime around 8 a.m.?
Yeah.
And after January 8th, did you maintain contact with him for a while?
Yes.
And did he ever express any sadness over Marcy's death or that he missed her during that time?
No.
What sorts of things was he telling you?
He told me that he was having a hard time sleeping, he couldn't eat, that he'd gone to a doctor and got a prescription for something so he could sleep at night.
Was he generally expressing more of an anxiety emotion?
Objection, leading question, and relevance calls for characterization of the evidence, Your Honor. Overruled.
You can answer the
No,
question.
thank you. Could you repeat it again? Sorry.
Was he generally expressing more of an anxiety than a sadness?
I believe that to be true, yes.
And this was all prior to his having been charged with Marcy's death, correct?
Correct.
No further questions.
Cross-examination.
Morning.
Now, you'd known Kevin for what, about 22 years at the time?
Since he got hired at Washougal, back then it was Camas Fire Department.
You guys were very close.
Yep.
Okay, confidants.
Buddies, yes.
You could share things with him that you wouldn't share with other people.
If I wanted, yes.
Now, when you said that Kevin mentioned that he had gotten back together with or reunited with Cynthia, that's something that was from like 20 years earlier, isn't that correct?
I'm familiar, or I know that they had an affair many, many years ago. I don't know about from then until now.
You don't know when it started. And that's a yes or no
Any-
question. You don't know when it started, do you?
An exact date?
Yes.
No.
And you say that Kevin made a statement to you, something like, I feel bad for not feeling bad. And you say he didn't have any emotion.
Those were his exact words.
Okay. And he didn't have any emotion. That was my question.
Yes.
Just kind of blank.
Correct.
You say you got there about 8 o'clock.
To his residence?
Yes.
Yes.
You said that he mentioned to you that he got a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember talking to me on the phone a while back? This would have been on April 23rd, 2025. Remember talking to me?
Yes.
You were telling me that he had not talked to you about getting a lawyer for the divorce.
Objection, this is beyond the scope and hearsay.
I told you he had not, or I was unaware.
Do you remember telling me that that you couldn't remember that he told you about getting a lawyer for the divorce?
No, I do not remember saying that to you. I don't even remember the question from you on that date.
Okay. What page?
Give me a second here. This would be on page 17. Now you say that Kevin was just kind of blank, didn't have any emotions, right?
Correct.
Okay. You've been around a lot of people when a loved one passes in front of them, right? Is that yes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody mourns in different ways, don't they?
Yes.
Legal analysts will flag this moment. The witness reads from a document to refresh memory, but admits he can't recall specifics. This is classic impeachment territory. Prior, inconsistent statements can affect credibility in the courtroom. It's subtle, but these small moments often tip the scales in a trial. Always watch closely. A witness not remembering critical details could sway jury perception, and in cases like this, every word counts.
Okay, I'm going to show you page 17 of the transcript of our conversation. Just ask you to read from line 12 down to line 18. And just read it to yourself and then let me know when you're done.
Okay.
If you're ready.
Yeah.
Does that remind you what you told me that day?
I'll believe you if it's written down and
Sorry,
everyone.
that's not the font. If if you review a document and it refreshes your recollection so that you now remember something you didn't remember before, you could testify as to your refreshed recollection. If after reading the document you still don't remember it, then that's the answer.
Okay, I don't remember that conversation.
You don't remember talking to me?
Not in April, no. I remember talking to you. I don't remember the specifics of every single thing that's on there. Sorry.
So you don't remember me asking, did he ever mention going to see a lawyer, and then you saying,
Objection.
and then you saying not that I-
Objection.
I'm sorry, what's the objection?
Hearsay. He's already asked the witness
It's
what's it. He's
permissible
trying
to impeach a witness with a prior inconsistent statement. The objection is overruled.
So you don't remember during that conversation that I was recording me saying, did he ever mention going to see a lawyer? And you don't recall saying, no, not that I can remember before divorce. You remember saying that?
I do not remember saying that, no.
And when you said that Kevin was telling you that he couldn't eat, he couldn't sleep, and he needed to get some medication to sleep, that was after the police were questioning him and kind of accusing him of this offense, isn't that correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know, because I don't know the exact date that that PD started talking to him a lot.
All right, thank you. No more questions.
Redirect.
How soon after Marcy's death was he describing these anxieties and things to you?
I can't say an exact. I would be guessing. I don't.
Was it within the first week, or do you know?
I don't. I could put it within the first month, but anything more specific, I would be guessing.
Okay. Did Kevin ever talk to you about whether he and Marcy slept in the same bed?
Objection outside the scope of cross.
It is, but rather than have the witness step down and come back up, I'll allow the question.
I can't specifically think of a time. I mean, I've heard that, but I can't specifically say.
It's hearsay.
I sustain the objection. Disregard the non-responsive portion of the response. Next question.
Notice how Kevin's friends recount his excitement about being with Cynthia and discussions of future trips. Meanwhile, Kevin had expressed divorce plans in October-November 2023, but also hesitation due to children and finances. This illustrates a conflict between personal desire and obligation. From a courtroom perspective, understanding this tension is crucial. It frames potential motive and character, and gives us a clearer view of the interpersonal drama driving the narrative.
Did Kevin ever talk to you about his future plans with Cynthia?
Some of them, yes.
What sorts of things did he tell you?
He seemed very excited to be with her, that she was fun, and he wanted to take her to Roatan with us on the next trip that we went on.
Did he have any complaints about Marcy drinking or not drinking?
There was a time when he told me, after complaining, that
I'm going to object as to relevance, Your Honor.
Sorry, what period of time are we talking about?
Prior to her death?
20 years prior to her death? 5 years prior to her death?
Within the year prior to her death, did he express any complaints about Marcy not drinking?
I can think of one, but I can't give you a time frame on it. I've known him for a long time. I've heard of a lot of complaints about marriage. I can't put a date on
Answered
it.
the question. Next question.
No further questions.
Further recross?
No recross, Your Honor.
And the witness speaks to you.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you free to go and discuss your testimony with other potential witnesses?
Thank you.
Your next witness?
State cause Scott Slocum.
Come forward, please. Stop and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that any testimony given this trial will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help? Please be seated, then. Now that you're seated, please state your name in full and spell your last name for the court's record.
My full name is Terry Scott Slocum. The last name is Slocum.
Go ahead, Tom.
Thank you. What is your occupation?
I'm an EMT firefighter for Kamas-Washougal Fire Department.
And how long have you been with the Kamas-Washougal Fire Department?
I volunteered starting in '93 and was hired on in 2000.
Okay. And do you know a person by the name of Kevin West?
Yes.
And do you see Kevin West in the courtroom?
Yes.
Can you identify him by an article of clothing this morning?
Black jacket, light blue tie.
Let the record reflect witnesses identify the defendant.
It does.
How long have you known Kevin West?
Since he was hired on at the fire department in 2001, I believe.
And had you met Marcy?
At that time, he was hired.
No, just over the course of your relationship.
Yes.
When did you first meet Marcy?
Shortly, probably after he was hired. I think they started dating.
Now, prior to January 8th of 2024, how would you describe your relationship with Kevin West?
One of my good friends in the fire department.
Okay. Best friends?
Best friends.
How long were the two of you close friends?
Probably we started becoming close friends probably 2002-ish.
Did you take trips together?
Yes.
And how often?
Multiple times a year.
Did you ever work together?
Yes.
How often would you see Kevin West?
Usually multiple times a week, probably 3 or 4 times a week I would see him at work.
And who is Kevin Belines?
He's another one of our close friends and firefighters.
Who was in the inner circle, so to speak, of your friend group?
Me, Kevin West, and Kevin Belines.
Were you and Kevin West ever neighbors?
Yes.
Was that when he lived at the house where Marcy died?
Yes.
So, safe to say that you've been to that house?
Yes.
How long were the two of you neighbors?
He moved in that house, I believe, in 2017, and I had already been living in that neighborhood. And I moved out in 21.
So approximately 4 years?
4 years.
And at work, was Kevin a paramedic or an EMT?
Yes.
Which was he?
Oh, sorry, a paramedic.
Okay. And how long was he a paramedic?
The whole time Toby, he was became a battalion chief.
Okay. Safe to assume that he's had more advanced training on resuscitation efforts and things of that nature?
Yes.
How would you describe Kevin and Marcy's relationship in the time leading up to her death?
I would describe it as rocky.
Did you know about Kevin's affair with Cynthia Ward?
Yes.
And when did you learn about it?
Probably September of 23.
Was that on a hunting trip?
Yes.
Okay. And did you know about the first time they had the
had heard something, possibly, at the affair.
Did you hear that from Kevin, or did you hear that from Cynthia?
From Kevin.
And when was that?
Quite a while ago. I couldn't put an exact date on it.
So you learned on that hunting trip that he had restarted the affair. Did you observe him talking with Cynthia often on that trip?
Yes.
And
Keep your voice up, I'm recording the proceeding.
Yes.
and what was Kevin telling you about his relationship with Cynthia?
That he had started a relationship with her and was talking with her a lot while we were on that trip.
As far as you know from Kevin, did he introduce Cynthia to any members of his family prior to Marcy's death?
Not that I was aware of.
During your discussions with Kevin, did he ever bring up divorce?
Yes.
And when did that start?
That would probably be, I'd say about October, November of 23.
And was that the first time he'd ever brought up divorcing Marcy to you?
No.
So when was the first time he brought
Oh,
it
the
up?
very first time. I know they separated years earlier, and I think he talked about it at that time, possibly.
Okay. And so started talking about it again in fall of 2023?
Yeah.
And how often would he bring it up with you?
I didn't see much after our last hunting trip together, and so probably I talked to him. He came over to my house in October-ish, and we kind of talked about how his relationship was going at that time.
Okay. And what did he tell you?
That it wasn't looking good, that he was looking at filing for a divorce and separating.
And did you get the impression that Marcy knew that he was going to divorce her, or no?
Objection, relevance.
Sustain the objection to the form of the question.
Did Kevin ever express any reluctance to you about divorcing Marcy?
No.
Did Kevin ever express to you that there were financial hardships in their relationship?
Occasionally, yes.
And what did he express?
Frustration with just money issues and stuff, and spending issues.
To summarize, this case revolves around Kevin West's complex personal and professional life. We've seen strained marriages, secret affairs, financial stakes, and emotional detachment, all elements that shape the tragic events leading up to Marcy West's death. The courtroom has painstakingly laid out relationships, intentions, and behaviors, providing the jury with insight into Kevin's mindset. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button. Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.